In Spain, food is not just sustenance, it is remembrance. It is language. It is a ritual as old as the cobblestone paths that lead to family kitchens, and as rooted as the ancient olive trees that dot the land. To eat in Spain is to revisit your ancestors, to taste what they once tasted, to recreate, dish by dish, the moments that gave meaning to their lives, joys, losses, celebrations, seasons. Spanish flavors aren't loud. They don't shout for attention. They invite. They whisper. They speak in slow simmering pots, in bread left to rise with the sun, in oil that carries the warmth of an entire region. This is not just a journey through ingredients. It's a journey through time, through culture, through a country that turned necessity into brilliance, where every bite tells a story, where every table is an altar. Paella did not begin as a symbol of Spain. It began as a solution, a way to feed workers in the fields, those who toiled under the Valencian sun, surrounded by rice paddies and silence. They used what they had: rice, a handful of beans, maybe rabbit or chicken if they were lucky, and fire, always fire. There was no ceremony, no saffron imported from elsewhere, only instinct, only hunger and hope. Over time, paella evolved. It moved from rural sheds to village plazas, from farmers' pans to royal tables, and even further, to weddings in South America, rooftops in Asia, festivals across Europe. But even now, when served on porcelain plates or reinterpreted with lobster foam, paella remains a communal act. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be eaten alone. Because paella is not just a dish, it is a pact between those who grow the grain and those who gather to share it, between the earth and the fire, between the silence of the field and the laughter of the family table. There is no rush in making jamón ibérico, no shortcuts, only time, silence, and the trust that patience breeds perfection. It begins in the dehesas, Spain's pastoral woodlands, where black Iberian pigs roam freely, feeding on acorns and grasses. This lifestyle shapes the flavor even before the ham begins to cure. It is not just meat, it is memory made flesh. When the time comes, the curing begins, sometimes up to 4 years in cool cellars where air, salt, and shadow do their work. There are no machines humming, only the breath of tradition and the slow transformation of time into taste. Jamón was once forbidden under foreign rule. It was silenced, hidden, but it survived, quietly, like all things that matter. Today, it is a national emblem, served at state dinners, adored by Michelin-starred chefs, and yet, it still feels sacred. Because to taste real jamón ibérico is to witness what happens when craftsmanship resists haste. It is not a snack. It is a lesson in patience and a love letter to the land. In Galicia, the sea is not simply a resource. It's a rhythm. It governs life and guides tradition. And within its salty depths swims a creature that has defined generations of coastal families: the octopus. Pulpo a la gallega is a humble dish. Octopus boiled, cut with scissors, seasoned with paprika, olive oil, and coarse salt, served on wooden plates with toothpicks in fairs and festivals. It is not fancy, but it is ceremonial, boiled in copper cauldrons by women whose mothers taught them, and whose grandmothers did the same. It speaks of resilience, of a people who face gray skies and crashing waves and find beauty in simplicity. And though it has reached high-end kitchens and crossed oceans, it has not lost its soul. It remains unpretentious, earthy, sacred, because true flavors don't need reinvention, they need reverence. Every Spanish household has its version of the tortilla. It is the most democratic of dishes. Everyone makes it, everyone loves it, and yet everyone argues over it, with onion or without, runny or firm, thick or thin. But beneath the debate lies something deeper, a sense of home. Eggs, potatoes, olive oil, and sometimes onion form a dish that is as daily as bread but never boring. It can be breakfast, lunch, or midnight snack, eaten cold or warm, wrapped in foil for school, or sliced at bars with a small beer. Tortilla doesn't shout. It doesn't claim prestige. But ask any Spaniard what they'd eat if they could have one thing before leaving their country, and many will say, "My mother's tortilla." It's not just flavor, it's familiarity. It's love made edible. When the Andalusian sun burns the earth and silence fills the dry air, gazpacho arrives like mercy. Cold, red, alive. It was born in the fields, in the homes of peasants who had little more than stale bread, tomatoes, oil, garlic, vinegar, and water. It wasn't designed for presentation. It was made for survival. But through necessity, beauty emerged. A cold soup, nourishing, hydrating, satisfying, as honest as the soil it comes from. Over time, gazpacho has evolved. It has entered gourmet kitchens. It has met watermelon, cucumber pearls, even dry ice. Yet it still tastes best from a clay cup, served by a hand that remembers hard summers and hard work. In every spoonful lies the wisdom of thrift and the poetry of simplicity. In the vast plains of La Mancha, where the sun splits the earth and wind hums between windmills, one of Spain's oldest treasures is born: Manchego cheese. Made from the milk of Manchega sheep, this cheese matures slowly, wrapped in esparto grass, under the patient gaze of time. Its taste is firm, slightly sharp, with notes of nuts and dry pasture. It is not made in factories. It is nurtured in farms, aged in cellars, honored at the family table. Manchego is more than food. It is a pause, a way to understand that the essential things require time. Catalonia celebrates its land through fire, and from the embers come two of its most heartfelt vegetable poems, Escalivada and Calçots. Escalivada, roasted eggplants, peppers, onions, and tomatoes, is the art of turning the simple into the sublime. It's eaten cold with bread, with oil, with gratitude. Calçots, on the other hand, are a ritual. Long green onions grilled over open flame, served with romesco sauce. To eat them, you must get messy. You must laugh. You must gather. Because in Catalonia, eating together matters more than eating neatly. There is no dish more humble, nor more sacred, than pan con tomate. Day-old bread. Ripe tomato. A bit of garlic, olive oil, salt, nothing more. But in that gesture, rubbing, sharing, lies the entire Spanish culinary philosophy. Do more with less, and do it well. Spanish cuisine has traveled without pomp, with the grace of something that doesn't need introduction. In the Philippines, adobo. In Argentina, puchero. In Mexico, paella reimagined as celebration. In Morocco, echoes of Al-Andalus remain in spices and sweets. Today, chefs like José Andrés feed bodies and hopes. Tapas travel the world as a universal language of sharing. Even in the diaspora, the heartbeat of Spanish cooking stays true. The union of land, fire, and memory. In Spain, no festivity is complete without food, and food, without celebration, feels unfinished. At Seville's April Fair, rebujito flows with the dancing. In San Fermin, breakfast smells like churros and adrenaline. During Holy Week, torrijas are dipped in milk, cinnamon, and silence. Each celebration has its flavor, each region, its ritual. But in all of them, food is a symbol of life, of community, of belonging. If there's one thread that ties together all of Spanish cuisine, it's olive oil. No home is without it. No grandmother considers it anything less than medicine. It's the first spark in the pan and the last drop on the plate. Spain doesn't just produce olive oil, it lives it. It honors it in every recipe and preserves it like a family heirloom. Spain is not just a place you visit, it's something you taste. And when you eat its food, the real food, the one passed down more by hands than by words, you're no longer a tourist. You are family.